Chemical equations are used to show what happens during a chemical reaction. The left hand side represents the reactants and the right hand side represents the products. A word equation expresses the reactants and products of a reaction in words, and the symbol equation uses chemical symbols and formulas. As an example, let's look at methane burning in oxygen. The reactants are methane and oxygen, so we add them on the left hand side of the equation, and the products are water and carbon dioxide, so we add them to the right. The symbol equation replaces each substance in the equation with their symbol formula. However, if you do this, you'll see that this symbol equation is not correct as the atoms in it are not balanced. So for any symbol equation to be correct, it must be balanced. This just means they have the same number of each type of atom on both sides of the equation. We can first check whether this is true by identifying the number of atoms of each element on either side of the equation. So here there's one carbon atom on the left and one on the right. For hydrogen, there's 4 hydrogens on the left, as there's a small 4 on the bottom right of the H, and there are 2 hydrogens on the right. And if we look at oxygen, you can see that there are 2 atoms on the left, but on the right there are 3 in total. A single one from the H2O and 2 that come from CO2. So from this we can see that the element carbon is balanced right now, but hydrogen and oxygen are not. In order to balance the atoms, we need to add coefficients in front of the symbols. These are the big numbers which multiply the whole reactant or product by that number. So right now there are no coefficients in front of any reactant or products, which means there is only one of each of them. To balance the hydrogen atoms, we can increase the coefficient in front of H2O to 2. This now multiplies all the atoms in H2O by 2. So there are 4 hydrogen atoms and 2 oxygen atoms. This makes the total hydrogens on the right 4 and the oxygens also 4. So now we can see that carbon and hydrogen are balanced, but the oxygens are not. So to fix this, we can just add a 2 in front of the O2 to increase the number of oxygen atoms to 4 on the left. Now the equation is balanced. Okay, now let's try a quiz on this topic. See how many questions you can get right. If you liked that video and want to see more, remember to subscribe to Flash Revision Lab to get notified every time we release new content.